want to kill any of you, but
here we go. Okay.
Listen to me. We don't want to kill any of you, but trust me, we will. Wake them up a little. This whole thing is pretty much done. We're more ghosts than people. You have got to keep faith. They will not crush us.
Good old Dutch. My best friend. You know how we met? Pair of hucksters trying to rob each other. Back in 78 or thereabouts.
You have to love yourself a fire. It's one of the blessings. Sure, we can have fire. And we can have the knowledge of fire. But with that comes the knowledge of everything. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a robbery.
Sons of Dutch. Makes us brothers. Sometimes, brothers make mistakes.
You'll never change. I know that.
All of you venerate savagery. And you will die savagely. Get out here!
That's Marston right there.
Stay strong. Stay with me. You have to love yourself a fire.
Product not yet ready.
So that's it right there, dudes. I don't know, man. Like, it does look beautiful. All right. Like, it does look beautiful. Can't lie to that. Here's the thing. Okay, how am I? I'm in a game. I got put in a game in progress. Lol. So here's my thoughts on it. When I beat Red Dead Redemption 1, all right, my biggest complaint was that it felt like Grand Theft Auto in the Wild Wild West. And that, you know, it's just all the missions are about stealing or killing or backstabbing, you know, someone's got to betray you at some point, and it's so cliched. Okay? But the game was made in 2010 or whatever. And you know, in a post Last of Us world, I feel like video games can treat us like adults now and not be and still be understood and adored and have good gameplay. Like you can make video games for adults that don't have to have juvenile themes. You know, I'm killed by a Nova bomb again. Just by the way. Okay, yep, there it goes. Killed by a Nova. I thought I escaped, but it didn't. I got killed by the Nova bomb. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't. The storyline doesn't have to be simplistic. It doesn't have to be this guy is bad because he rapes women. You know, characters can be more than one-dimensional, which is what a lot of Rockstar games had, and it wasn't really a problem because even their one-dimensional characters, they were so long and sprawling. Like, but characters aren't just, you know, ubiquitously bad like they are in the GTA series and they were in Red Dead. But that's a sign of the times. Like, in a post-Last of Us world, characters can be sympathetic and multidimensional and still be the bad guy. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. And I guess since Rockstar has yet to make a bad game, and they had yet to release a game since GTA 5, it's been like 7 years since Rockstar made another game, I just assumed that Red Dead 2 would kind of follow that trend of telling a real story instead of just hey, kids in high school are really gonna love to light stuff on fire type of story. That I was hoping Red Dead 2 would be even better than its predecessor, because Red Dead 1 dealt with family themes. It dealt with you know, good and bad and reconciling with oneself, and it tried to be a little bit more mature, but it was still held back by all the tropes of GTA, where, oh, okay, now we're gonna rob a bank, and there's 800 people that we're going to have to kill. All of them are guards, you know? Like, it takes all the humanity out of the gameplay part. Like, Minna says, can you name a good character at GTA? They are all bad guys. Yeah, that's kind of what I mean, you know? And Roman in GTA 4. Yeah, the fat guy who's all about scamming people and coming to America and living the American dream through prostitution. Yep, that guy. And I guess I just assumed that Red Dead 2 would grow up a little to make sense, you know? Like, I hope it would grow up a little. And it doesn't look like it did. It looked like it's the same Rockstar formula that's been happening forever, and I'm a little worried that Rockstar isn't going to deliver on what they set out to do if they do a kind of juvenile game like they've been making for the last however long, you know? Like, because there's lots of games out there now that can make amazing open worlds. There's lots of games out there now that can make amazing stories, you know? And yeah, Rockstar, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I get that, but I think it's broke now. I think someone broke it in the 7 years that they've taken off from making video games. And I put all my faith in Rockstar as being one of the greatest developers on earth. Never delivered never had a bad game. Never. Even their bad games are better than most good games, you know? They're the Pixar of game development. And I'm a little worried that this one is gonna be, it's gonna be their Cars 2. You know what I mean? So, I guess what I'm saying is, I'm still gonna play it. I'm still hyped about it. The game looks beautiful. It's gonna be amazing to see John Marston again. I'm super excited to see John Marston again. I just am not excited about a story of, I'm in a gang, and Vanderlyn's crazy, and I'm going to have to end up killing him at the end of the game, even though my character doesn't really want to, but you have to. And on the way to do it, you know, you're going to have to kill all these innocent people and feel bad about yourself, but you're in a gang, and you're brothers, and blah, 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 you know. I just wanted it to be a grown-up game, you know, and not be so, for lack of a better term, video gamey. You know, all the things that senators and congressmen and idiots of the world thought video games were 10 years ago, video games grew out of that, you know, and Rockstar's just going to make another Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West when they could make something so much more. They could grow and evolve, and I'm worried that they didn't do it. You know what I mean? So, that's what I have to say about Red Dead, but I see what you mean entirely. I don't have that same excitement, though. I mean, I just loved I loved the world of Red Dead, but there's just no reason why they can't have a world I love and a story that I love at the same time, you know? So maybe that's what it is you're not hearing. It's not grown up. It's just cliched. Yeah. Yeah, it's just, I feel like I'm going to play. I mean, you think about it, like, it's nuts to think. I was 23 years old when GTA 5 came out. I'm 30 now. You know how much growing up I did between 23 years old and 30? Like, how old were you guys 7 years ago? Like, okay, now I literally think of all the gaming I've done in 7 years, you know? I don't need to do a mission where I'm just shooting people behind cover for 30 minutes. It doesn't make sense. There's not enough people in the Wild West. Like, and if video games were the same way, you know, as they were, it wouldn't be as bad. That's why I think Red Dead was so well received. But Red Dead did things that video games hadn't done, like use music to tell a story, but it still ended the way all the Grand Theft Auto games end. Oh, they killed my wife. Oh, they killed this person. Oh, look, the sheriff didn't keep his word. Oh, no, blah, blah, blah. I'm just, okay, I get it. Yeah, it's paint by numbers. It's a paint by numbers story. And I don't want it to be that way. I played too many good games between Red Dead 1 and Red Dead 2 for Red Dead 2 to just have a paint by numbers. It's a Grand Theft Auto in the Wild West story. It's just, it's going to be bad. It's going to be distracting from the rest of the game that does well. Like, if the world comes out and it's amazing, you know, if the gunplay is amazing, if the environments are gorgeous, if the horsing is amazing, you know, it's going to be, all of that is going to be dumbed down by a bad story, because story is no longer something you put in the back seat to gameplay anymore. You're expected to do both. And Rockstar, which is a company that has always succeeded in everything, attention to detail is their modus operandi. If they skimp on the story, that's out of character for them, and it's worrisome that they can't do that stuff. Another problem for me is they're not really touching the Death of the West idea at all. Well, I don't know if that trailer is just bad. Like, it's totally possible that trailer is just bad, you know? Like, I just don't, like, spoiler alert for Red Dead 1, all right? James Marston, who is the main character of Red Dead 1, the whole point of Red Dead 1 is that James Marston is recruited by a marshal out of Blackwater to hunt down the old members of the Vanderlyn gang, which he was a part of. This game, which is the prequel, you are a member of the Vanderlyn gang. That's why you see John Marston in the gang with you. It's a prequel. But in Red Dead 1, you eventually hunt down and kill the remaining members of the Vanderlyn gang, including Dutch Vanderlyn. So you know Vanderlyn's going to live at the end of the story. And so I don't know if, like, you're supposed to be wrestling with what's right and wrong, and maybe you end up breaking up the group or whatever, but I just don't know, dudes. I think the trailer focused too much on the Vanderlyn gang and the violence of it all, and I just don't care as much about the Vanderlyn gang and the violence of it all, because you can only make a gang so interesting, you know? Maybe that's the problem. You can only make a gang so interesting before it's just, okay, I get it, you're bad. All right, yeah, you're robbing banks. All right, you're robbing stagecoaches. You're taking hostages. I get it. You're a gang. Oh, you're bad. All right, I just want there to be some depth. And I don't know if the trailer showcased that Rockstar is able to provide that depth.
Zone B captured.
Yeah, there's no tension around Dutch either. You know he has to live. Exactly. Excuse me, Terex. I was reading chat. All right. Yeah, I agree. You know he has to live. Well, and the fact that the character you play in this game isn't in Red Dead 1 would imply that this character also dies. And you know John Marston lives? Like, one of the scenes in the trailer is John Marston being held around the neck with stitches in his face, which actually I think is kind of cool because he has those scars on his face in Red Dead 1. And so, like, now I bet you're going to see how he got those scars. But honestly, it's kind of weird to say, but, like, if you don't leave this game caring more about the main character of Red Dead 2 than you do about John Marston, like, you should care less about John Marston by the time this game is over, because this game should be better, you know? You know? Death doesn't necessarily need to be the end goal. I agree with you, Menace. I think that's true. It just... I don't know. I kind of wish they just would have never done a prequel. You know, I kind of wish they would have just created a whole new area and done a whole new story, and then they could have done whatever they want. Like, right now, the most exciting thing, fictional, it's funny you say that, like, the most exciting thing to me about this game is seeing John Marston again. Seeing John Marston in the trailer was the most exciting thing about that trailer to me.
Zone B captured.
Because the gorgeousness of it we saw in the second trailer, which was kind of just like an environmental trailer. That looked sweet. But this is the, quote, story trailer, and I assume we'll see more at E3 and all that stuff, but this trailer in particular just didn't get me hyped. Like, I liked seeing John Marston, but we don't know how much John will actually be in the game. Well, if the entire game's about the Vanderlyn gang, which is what it sounds like, then I assume he's going to be in it a lot. I mean, it's possible that they just send him on a road trip, you know. It's like, hey, John, go get us blueberries, and then he just never comes back for the rest of the game. But I think I would have preferred an entirely fresh story. Because then I wouldn't be distracted by John Marston, and I wouldn't know the fate of some of the characters already in the video game, you know? Like, if Abigail, John's wife, shows up, which she will, according to the first one, she was kind of like the gang hooer, you know? Like, I'm going to know what she's about. I'm going to know John's fate. I'm going to know Vanderlyn's fate. I'm going to know Bill's fate. Like, how many people are in this friggin' gang?
Zone B captured. Zone advantage.
If it could be like San Andreas where you see Claude from Part 3 for that brief race, yes. Agreed. Like, you can interact with the Vanderlyn gang for like one mission. But I think they want John Marston to help sell the game, so I think that's part of the idea. But Rockstar shouldn't be worried about that. They should only be worried about making the best game possible, and I feel like that was the Rockstar of 10 years ago, and now that they got shark cards coming out their butt, they don't care so much about it. You know, they're too busy counting their money. How much money are they going to make off Red Dead Redemption 2 Battle Royale, you know what I mean?
Hey guys, it's me, zswiggs. Thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting, informative, and most of all, entertaining. Please leave a comment, let me know what you thought, and hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Also, come hang out with me every day over at twitch.tv/zswiggs. We're playing fun games over there. I love all of you, and thanks again for all your support.